What is up, guys? Welcome to the Civil War spoilers review. So we're going in raw today. So Mike's not hosting. It's chaos up in here. I wanted to say something though on the camera.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
How you guys doing today? Mike, how are you?
I'm doing. I'm not sure how I feel about letting you host.
No, we'll be right. Anyway,
You always say that, and it's never alright.
So you guys have seen the non-spoilers. If you haven't seen the non-spoilers, what are you doing? Go watch the non-spoilers and come back here. If you haven't seen the movie,
it's like a
two-for-one thing.
Sequel. It's like
Yeah,
you watch
exactly.
the first one. You can't watch the second one without watching the first.
It doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're insane.
You got to fill it
watch
in.
Godfather 2 before you watch Godfather.
You want to know where you are. You'd be like, why is Michael already a dick?
Yeah.
Michael shouldn't be a dick yet. He hasn't closed the door on her. Anyway, doesn't matter. Again, spoilers if you haven't got the idea from the title, words, and everything. For some reason, I always see in comments of other videos, people are like, why is it? Doesn't matter. So we're getting straight into it. The movie. Let's just go from the first scene with Crossbones. What did you think of
Yeah, I
it?
mean, it was a scene. We pretty much assumed that was going to be the first
Yeah.
scene in the movie. It makes sense to get rid of him.
Give a quick rundown of what happened. So Crossbones, all those guys that
Crossbones is still looking for Captain
they're in
America.
Wakanda. They're in Wakanda. They're
Wakanda.
causing fucking havoc.
Are they in
and
Wakanda?
yeah,
Yeah, they are.
because as a result, as they're trying to end this havoc, and the way that it ends, Crossbones throws a bomb. They try to contain it.
Crossbones has a grenade in his hand. Cap is like holding Crossbones.
Yeah,
Like, pretty
And he
much
sticks
got him
it.
beaten. Yeah, he has the grenade. He's about to try and kill them both. Crossbone's going to kill Captain America and himself, but Scarlet Witch steps in, uses her.
Contains it.
It contains the
as
bomb.
best as she can, and then
throws him up.
she loses it,
Yeah,
and people die.
and it blows up a building.
And it sets the tone, which I called in the non-spoilers review, the dour tone of the movie. It sets it straight
It
up
sets
the
the
bat.
tone of death.
People die,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people die throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, but then once
A
they
lot of
they
death.
showed the first death of in Wakanda, then they recap all
Yeah,
the
they
previous,
have to
all
remind
the
you.
previous deaths that we didn't actually need to think about, but now we all think about all in once in this 5-minute
People
scene.
die, and that scene where that lady talks to Tony and she tears him a new one.
That's
That was absolutely brutal. That even made me.
I loved so many things about the scene. The fact that it played on Tony's paranoia when she's going into a purse.
Exactly.
And then just the fact that how it sets Tony onto where he needs to be for this movie. It sets him on the other side, saying, "Shit, I actually need to think about what we've done.
Not-
We've killed someone."
He's an incredibly complex person. Not to mention, he lost his family. They established that really early in the movie.
He
He
lost
lost his
Pepper.
family. She lost her son. He can completely relate to that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just a way to establish a character's motivation straight off the bat there. But anyway, so
I
we
mean, well, the first scene we see him in though is that scene where he's like young. How weird is that?
yeah, it was weird. It was very weird
It's
because
completely CG'd young Tony Stark.
it's kind of like the Ant-Man scene. Like I didn't really know how to feel about it when like young Michael Douglas because he's
Yeah,
clearly
I think,
not
I
young
think they're
Michael.
just. I think they're just using that same like tech again and be like, we're gonna make.
We can do it, but it worked a little bit better with Robert Downey because
Yeah.
he kind of looks the same for the last 20
Yeah, and I
years.
think that
but,
that scene's there just really show it sets him in motion for that film with this film, saying like we're going to be addressing his family, we're going to be addressing him more personally than we. It's not about really Iron Man. It's about Tony Stark as a person and what he has to deal with based on previous films.
definitely.
So you feel a lot of the weight of the previous films. coming into
Definitely,
this film.
this is a very, very
and
much
that's
so
why it's
combination.
much darker. Yeah.
This movie is necessarily dark.
Yeah,
don't
it's
get me
essentially
wrong.
taking on all the problems of the previous films. Not problems as in like movie problems, but like the problems that the characters have faced, and it's dumping them into this film. Not in a bad way, but in a way that's saying like we need to address all these things that have happened that we haven't addressed before. And they're dark things. They're things about death, people about dying, responsibility, and then the government steps in.
So they're two point of views. So we have Captain America's point of view and Tony Stark's. You took the side of Captain America. Do you want to take a stance for Cap?
Well, I mean, for me, it was like I thought Tony was just being. He was being not. You said Cap was being a little bitch, but I think
I don't think he was a bit
I think
whiny.
Tony was being a little bit of a bitch, saying it's like just giving up, like just giving. I really was on Cap's side because he was saying like we can't. You're really gonna trust the government with us? Like he has that line saying like governments have agendas and agendas change, and I was like, that's exactly right there. There's your answer. Like,
Plus, he's been screwed over previously, as in the Winter Soldier. Just everything that
I mean,
he believed
that's
in.
what I mean. That's they set it up really well. Cap definitely has a lot of suspicions and like a lot of problems with Shield and the government. Why he wouldn't trust them. Tony is just kind of he's been guilt tripped essentially into this decision by that woman showing him that photo. Not guilt tripped, but like he's kind of he had his hand forced in a certain sense. He wouldn't have come to that conclusion by himself, is what I'm saying.
But there's a reason he comes back around. But I have to admit, his stance is the more logical stance at the end of the day. Captain America's stance is, I don't want to be pressured into doing a certain way. Whereas Tony sees their actions someone needs to take a people for their actions, and they need to be kept in check.
That's what Cap is saying is we need to be responsible. We need to take that on. We need to take on personally. That's our job. If we want to save people, we have to take on the responsibility that we're also going to die. Because he has that line with Scarlet Witch saying, if we stop saving people, yeah, we might not kill some people, but more people are going to die.
That was actually the money there when he's like, you won't be able to save everyone. That's where the kind of was
you won't
like,
be able to save everyone, but if we stop, then no one gets saved at all. And I think that's why I'm on Cap's side. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because the government is just going to be like, no, don't go here. No, don't go here. No, don't go here.
But it was clearly the way that it was coming across. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. Otherwise,
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. I wasn't really how I liked it. I'm like, it kind of didn't make sense about the decision, anyways, because you knew they were going to enforce this.
Well,
the government was going to enforce this on the Avengers no matter what. So it was like, is there really even a decision?
Well, there never really is.
It's the decision for Cap to say, do I say fuck you to the government and my friends, or do I bend over?
Yeah,
that was more the decision. It wasn't really about do the Avengers say yes or no to this deal.
It was about the whole movie. It was definitely Cap's side was the right side, but I could very much see why Tony's side going into it was the more logical
they
side.
did a really good job to make it like all the marketing up to lead up to me was like Team Cap, Team Iron Man. And they really do hit that home. It's like it really does feel like whose team are you on? They really build that team sense for both.
So if we go into the characters, I really want to talk about Black Panther. I really want to talk about Black Panther. So Chadwick Boseman kills this movie, steals it in my opinion. Mike still gives it to Spider-Man. I give it that accent when he talked.
But Black Panther threw me off because I was not expecting anything amazing. I was like, he'll just show up, he'll be cool, he'll be like the cool cameo, whatever. And we got what it was.
You got layers
really
to that character, and he starts talking. His dad dies. Another person that dies in the movie. His dad dies, and you see why he's motivated to be on Captain America's side.
No, Iron Man's side.
Iron Man's side, sorry. Not even really
Bucky.
for revenge.
That's the thing. It's all about Bucky. Bucky gets framed for causing the bombing.
Exactly.
Black Panther wants to take down Bucky. Bucky's attached to Captain America. Black Panther now doesn't like Captain America.
So that's why he takes the son.
It's building these strings to each character to say why I don't like you, why I don't like you, why I'm fighting you, why I'm fighting you. It really all does come together over the movie very, very well.
That's where the plot twist of the movie. There's 5 Winter Soldiers.
Yeah, that's the thing that did not need to be in the movie. Why was that in the movie?
They could have done it. Okay, 5 Winter Soldiers, fair enough.
But it doesn't
like,
need to be in the movie at all.
Exactly.
Like, why?
Well, so that Bucky wasn't the one that killed him. That Bucky's been framed, which I get.
No, but the other Winter Soldier didn't cause that bombing, did he?
Well, who? It wasn't Bucky.
It was
that
Baron
killed.
Zemo.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right.
He did it, and he made the doctor that he was. He was pretending
that's
to
the
be.
thing. This is why.
That's the thing. Those other Winter Soldiers or whatever had no place being in that movie.
This is why Winter Soldier is the better movie for me, because the twist in that movie changed everything.
Yeah.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
Hail Hydra.
It's pretty good.
That's why it still ranks up higher to me, just because of that. But yeah, that I didn't want to say it in the spoiler, but I was like,
Yeah, but I think that's not nearly enough for me to say it takes away anything from it. I think
but it didn't add anything.
It doesn't add anything, but at the same time, it doesn't really take anything away. And then I still think this is better than Winter Soldier.
As what Iron Man said, like it was just, or maybe it was Captain America. It was all to get them there to fight.
Yeah, to fight to get Bucky.
That's what you couldn't. That's what you couldn't talk about in the last review, non-spoiler. The final fight
that
between
my favorite
Captain
scene
America.
was the final fight. Like, yeah, we're all building up to the airport scene. We know it's gonna be a badass scene, but
we all knew that was coming.
The weight of that second fight, having that plot twist with Bucky killing Tony's parents, and just how dark and emotional that moment was, and like watching Tony look at his family
right,
die.
and then Cap admits that he knew.
Yeah, and he knew.
And
it was so brilliantly done. I think executed. Like, I love that.
And that fight, the part where Iron Man's beam and Captain America's shield in slow motion in all its cinematic glory on that screen. Oh,
it was beautiful.
It was just great.
And then we have to talk about Cap dropping the shield
at the end. I don't think we got that. I called that shit. That Captain America would leave his shield and fuck off. That he wasn't. I did not call Secret Avengers though. I did not call him going back there.
Well, that's not obviously. We don't know that for sure. But after credit scene, Black Panther aiding Cap and aiding Bucky on Wakanda in there, teched out, paradise, whatever.
So damn
and
cool.
to me, that screams Secret Avengers, because now Cap is wanted by the government.
Hmm.
He can't be Captain America anymore. That's just not happening. So he has to, and he still clearly is gonna be doing something. Like they've shown that they kind of show he's still gonna be continuing. He's breaking out.
I didn't think they should
Breaking out
have.
his team.
They didn't need to cap that last scene on. If they just ended it on Cap's walked away, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it would have been just as
Yeah.
effective. But,
I
I mean,
think it's to show that he's trying to get his team back.
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
That's what led me to say Secret Avengers, because then it'll be Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye.
Who else is like
Black Panther will
Ant-Man?
be on there.
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man. I
in
feel
there.
like that's a cool Secret
yeah,
Avengers.
Spider-Man's not in there. He's
Yeah. So I feel like that could be a secret. They could totally have a Secret Avengers movie where they're just doing stuff on the down low. That could be cool.
So let's go back to the airport scene, then we'll go back to Spider-Man. We'll do airport first,
Yep.
though. Airport scene was epic.
Oh yeah, money scene, money shot.
Money. Ant-Man as well.
Yeah, becoming.
Holy shit,
I mean, you
Ant-Man.
spoiled it for me. You were like, apparently this happened.
That was ruined in a toy festival, to be fair. They had giant Ant-Man going out in those, what is it? Bing, those fucking bobblehead things that people call it.
pop finals.
Pop vinyls, that's the thing. They had a giant Ant-Man version of it. But doesn't matter. So cool.
Yeah, that was an awesome moment. They really made Ant-Man matter. Like I said, they make every character matter. They make every character have their moment in the spotlight, and Ant-Man definitely had his becoming Giant Man.
Scarlet Witch, though, holy shit, man. Like, this movie, she's not a broken character, but she is very emotionally complex. She's very burdened by her powers at the same time as that, like, they're a gift.
Yeah. They definitely are fleshing out as much as every character as they can. And they do it well. They don't do it where it's in your face, like too much of this character, too much of that character, because they need to build character. But yeah, it all feels natural and it feels good, and I'm really like seeing more of these characters and seeing more of the actual personality behind the actual just superpowers.
They dropped the ball a bit with Hawkeye and Black Widow, I must admit, especially Black Widow.
Yeah, all their,
Hey, Wally.
their fight. Hey, hello. Pussy.
Guys, Wally, I don't know if he's on stage, but
Pussy
yeah.
in a podcast. I'm saying it for the third time.
But yeah, Black Widow, I mean, she who does she take down when they get into the helicarrier? She takes someone down.
Oh, Black Panther.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like she has her bit, sure, but like she's very, very ancillary to the plot. Which I mean, if you're there for Black Widow, you might be a bit let down. But come on, I mean, fuck, there's so much.
She has a lot of cool
to
fight
love.
scenes though. Like every character has the fight choreography. I said it in the non-spoiler review. It was off the chain. Like it was so well done.
Yeah.
Like it's just so entertaining in the way they made those fight scenes look, and without over-the-top visual effects.
And just the emotional impact of things like Black Panther's motivation of his father dying, Captain America's motivation of Bucky, and the general thing.
Yeah,
Iron Man's, everyone.
Think about Avengers 1 fight scene. Huge destruction everywhere in New York City, and then this fight scene, which I think is better. It's so much more on a smaller scale, more characters, and it's still I think it's better
insane.
with and it's less technically. You know what I mean? I just thought it was really well done.
Vision was pretty cool too. I must give it to Vision. Vision, like,
Yeah, he had his place. He wasn't a huge part of the movie.
but he did have.
like
he
the-
fucked Rhodey up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's where you were a bit misled in the trailer. Like, Vision fucks Rhodey up for a split second. He loses focus and he fucks.
He loses his
Rhodey up.
vision.
Yeah. Oh. Goddamn, Mike. But yeah, Rhodey goes down hard.
I did like how he was talking about the gem in his head, how he's saying like he wants to control it, and now I think we know that
Yeah.
the Vision isn't gonna die. He's not gonna die because of the gem.
He gonna lose
He's gonna
that.
control it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's. I hate that we made that connection, but yeah, that gem's going into Thanos's. There might be a Warlock, there might not be, but Vision is gonna be like somehow.
Yeah. He's gonna like bring it out of his head and just be like.
And end the gauntlet, and that was a bit of a shame that we connected that, but like
Yeah. I think it's just gonna hit the point where he can depend. He can live without it.
he's gonna lose it. He has to lose
He has
it.
to
Like
lose
that's.
it. Yeah, that's happening.
I think he's gonna die in Avengers 1, and in 2 he's gonna come back and just fuck shit up somehow. I don't know.
They have to bring everyone back for Infinity War, so
Definitely.
everyone's coming back. They got to use every contract they have on every actor they have.
So let's jump now to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom Holland,
Yeah, we have that scene in his house with Aunt May, very young Aunt May.
very hot young Aunt May,
mhm.
which is addressed by
Tony
Captain.
addressed,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yes.
I must admit, his character made sense, especially like the whole
Yeah,
shitty
and
suit
I
and stuff
could
like
predicted this one. I knew that Tony
Yeah.
would show up at his house, be like, I've seen you around. You want some cool tech? Come join us." And he would completely use that in a ways against Spider-Man
Hmm.
to say, "Come on, persuade him to come and join his team."
But he's still, to his credit,
Yeah.
he's still a clever kid. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes across as well. And so-
Definitely. You
And the
definitely get that Peter Parker vibes.
and the comedy throughout the movie, my favorite by far is when Cap and
You mean Bucky punches?
Peggy's daughter, when Cap and
Sharon
Peggy's
Carter. Oh,
daughter,
yeah,
when
when
they
they
kiss,
kiss.
and then back of the car like,
Yeah, Bucky and Falcon.
That was so hilarious.
That was awesome.
The comedic elements come from the right characters at the right times, and it really is effective throughout the whole
Yeah,
movie.
that's what I mean. It is a dark movie, but they really put those comedic elements in the right places, like you said, at the right times.
For me, it was a bit heavy still going forward. That's why I'd put at maybe number 3.
For me, it was the perfect balance of comedic elements and like I prefer my superheroes more darker because I'm like we don't have to be this stupid campy. It doesn't have to be stupid campy stuff. It can be very serious, and I think that's what Civil War did really well. Is that it had a lot of seriousness to it, a lot of weight to it, but then it had those moments where it brought you back
Well,
up.
that's the thing. This movie needed to be serious. Imagine if
Yeah.
you walked into this and it was Guardians. I knew it was going to be serious. I don't know. It was a bit jarring. That's all.
That's fair enough. That's all just personal preference, really.
But I mean, there's
To me, this movie was a great blend between like Iron Man 3 and Batman vs Superman. You know what I mean? It was right in that middle place where Iron Man 3 for me was too much on the comedy side because that's pretty much what
Oh,
people love. That's
okay,
what
I
people
get
love
what
about
you're
Iron
saying.
Man. You know what I mean? Like Iron Man 3 was pretty much just Tony Stark's movie, him just making jokes, whatever. And then Batman vs Superman is like really dark with very little jokes. So
Okay,
I feel
no,
like
I get
Civil
what
War is
you're
that
saying.
middle ground where it's like that's that good middle ground to have, in my opinion.
yeah, no, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. What
I
else
think
can we
that's
say? I
it.
mean,
Well, like, what? I don't understand what people more need to know about this damn movie. Like, there's just so much amazing things in it, and going forward, more
yeah, we should
importantly,
talk about going forward. We should talk about.
well, like, what now?
Well,
what can
I
we
said in
expect?
non-spoiler review that this sets a really great path for each character. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
definitely have Cap now. He's not Captain America anymore. He's going to be working under the radar with his team. So they're out of the picture, pretty much. We won't probably even see them in any movies going forward until Infinity War. And then how they're going to be brought back into the spotlight?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just Thanos shows them. We're like, we need Cap. We need these. We just need them now. Like, it doesn't matter what they've done. We need them.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much.
I think they're gonna more importantly appear. It's gonna be
Yeah,
like
they'll show up like that. They need us. So we better show up. Yeah.
because the Sokovia Accords,
Responsibility,
the
really.
Sokovia Accords are still well in place
Oh, yeah.
at the end of this movie.
I
That's
think
still-
so. They don't really address it.
But there's no reason to make you
I
think,
mean, there's no reason that they would.
If anything, they could be more enforced now than ever,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Bucky gets frozen. I don't really see the point of that.
It's just like you said it great after we watched it. Like it's just like that scene was just like we don't need you now,
But
we
we'll
need
need
you
you.
later. So stay in that cryogenic state.
But everything happens for a reason
Yeah.
in these movies. I feel like at least, but
Yeah, they do a great job of justifying everything. I think.
and I think also that he's lost that. I don't know that whole loss of the arm thing. I like. Okay,
Yeah, it
it's
was
gone.
like whatever. I don't care. I'm sure you're gonna fix it.
Yeah, he'll be right, mate. Don Cheadle with the legs though, poor bastard.
Yeah, poor Wells. He's almost paralyzed.
What did Rhodey do? Rhodey don't
It's
do
cool
shit.
that Cap's friend lost something and Tony's friend lost something. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
That's a nice
Bucky lost the
parallel,
arm.
actually.
Bucky lost the arm. Rhodey lost his legs.
Bucky lost an arm.
Yeah.
Rhodey lost legs. I think Rhodey got a little bit more fucked over. But Rhodey explains every time he goes out there, he's ready for it. He knows what he's going into, and he's a war veteran.
Sure,
Very,
yeah,
very much.
that's that great scene between them where he says like I've been on so many whatever missions, and yeah, he really talks about what he's been through and like getting up to this point, and being like it was worth it. It was worth it to fight beside you. And, like that's just really cool. That character growth is really cool between Rhodey and Tony over these movies to see where we are now. You know,
So
see like Tony pick up Rhodey off the ground after he's been beaten
And just pushing them away.
Yeah,
yeah.
defending Tony. Yeah,
Definitely, because it's his friend, like bloody
Yeah.
hell. But yeah, Baron Zemo. Feelings on Baron Zemo.
I mean, he along with the Winter Soldiers, the additional Winter Soldiers, didn't really need to be in the film. I think everything could have came into place. You would have to change obviously some things because Baron Zemo was pulling the strings the whole time.
yeah,
But,
getting
like,
into
I
that
feel like
place.
you could change things and it wouldn't be that hard or big of a deal where he didn't have to exist and the movie would still be exactly the same. Pretty much, the main things would be still intact.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
I agree. You could have gotten maybe Bucky goes to them. Maybe have the Winter Soldiers there. Sure, Bucky's going there to turn them all off or something.
yeah.
They all meet there. They watch this footage. You don't need Baron
saying?
Zemo.
Yeah,
there
maybe
to-
they're looking through the footage because
Reasons.
they want to find out some extra information,
exactly.
and that video pops up. There's an easy way to justify that through writing and just
Yeah, exactly.
just
No, I
movie
completely-
making, filmmaking.
There's
You know?
Baron Zemo's motives were clear. They were very reasonable.
Yeah.
He lost his family, lost everything. Great, but we already had that. There was establishment. That old lady lost her kid. Like it's the same thing. I struggle.
And just this lady's not trying to fucking kill everyone.
yeah,
She
exactly.
just wants to guilt Tony, not kill him.
He was good, but he could have been more. But I don't think that's Marvel's game. I think that the villains are just
They're not really about the villains, especially moving towards Thanos. Like Thanos is what really that matters.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Thanos has to matter. Everything else,
Yeah.
not really.
But we have the after credit scene, one of the after credit scenes.
So we had the Black Panther.
the
You
Black
agree with
Panther
that?
one.
I think that movie's going to be so damn epic.
That after credit scene has made me really excited, or just Black Panther in general.
So
and Civil War.
you think this movie is going to be going forward like? But
I think we're gonna take the Black Panther movies. It's gonna take. Oh, they might do the origin. Yeah, you're right. They might go back and do the origin. But I think.
I think that's well established. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
somewhat established.
That's
It's been
why I
passed
think. That's
down.
why I think it should just take off right where Civil War ends, where Cap is now on Wakanda with Black Panther, Bucky's in cryogenic state, and maybe something happens. Like there's a threat on Wakanda. Cap helps him out. That's the way to. There you go. Cap could come back in Black Panther's movie, under the radar.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think we're going to see Cap again though, because Chris has only one movie left.
Yeah, but you can re-sign contracts.
But I don't. Well, yeah, obviously, but I know that on his current contract he has one left, and Infinity War technically classes as one because they're recording them both at the same time. Filming them both at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested. I'm very excited for Black Panther. That last shot of like Wakanda going outside of there.
That was money.
To the Panther.
In general, Black Panther stole the movie for me. Hands down, stole it. Every fight scene it was in, every single running scene. Down there, what was your favorite shot? Now that we can spoil it, what was your favorite shot?
I mean,
Favorite part.
Just
You weren't
one-
able to explain
one
yourself. What was your
segment.
favorite part?
what? Sorry.
Your favorite part of the movie. You weren't able to say. You were only vaguely able to say it in the non-spoilers.
Cap versus Iron Man, the final culmination of Cap versus Iron Man when finding out that Bucky has killed his parents, finding out that Cap knew the whole time. Just that whole
that
scene
was so brutal.
put together, so the emotions that you feel coming up from these characters. You know, Cap feeling like I fucked up, like I get it, and then Tony just like I don't care, like. My parents are dead. I now know why. The dude is right here.
Yeah, right.
Shit's going down.
He's like, I don't care.
yeah.
He killed my mum.
Yeah, that's literally a line.
Yeah.
That's literally a line of the movie.
And it's fair enough. Hell, man, if I found out the same thing, I'd be like, nah, gloves are off. Doesn't matter anymore. Like, hell.
Yeah.
My favorite shot, if I had to
I
pick
think I know what you're going to say. The bike scene with Bucky.
I love that.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of great scenes.
That was like...
But when he gets that bike,
That
spins
to
at
me
180
was like
and-
in The Force Awakens when Kylo Ren stops the light.
Yeah,
the,
see?
the plasma shot.
It's just a
It's
standout.
it's that moment where you're just like, that just happened. Like,
Yeah, right. It was fucking
Yeah.
epic. And then Black Widow doing the double takedown, takes one person down in midair, takes the other
Yeah.
guys down.
The fight, like I said, the fight choreography is
Clever.
insane. Yeah.
And the stairway scene. Holy crap, we nearly disregarded the stairway scene.
All the fighting is
Yeah.
like the fighting is, along with everything else, is on point, dude. Like it's kind of like Daredevil levels of like choreography. Just
Yeah,
crazy.
right. I still like Daredevil season 1, obviously. Episode 2 more. That was fucking awesome. But this was really, really good as well.
Yeah.
Really, really good nonetheless. And
It's snappy too. Like it's things are happening. It's not slow fighting. It's just like I don't know. They just nail it. The Russos.
Oh, I wish I could remember the lines that were said to Bucky that sparked him off the top of my head.
When
The key words that are said to Bucky that
it's like one of them's Homecoming. I'm like, is that in there? Because
yeah,
of Spider-Man?
Homecoming's one of them. Oh, I can't
Homecoming.
remember. Doesn't matter though. But that was great. I loved that.
Mhm.
And then him and Baron
Ready
Zemo
to
going
comply.
at it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so because this is what Michael said. If he had to say one thing about the movie, letters,
Word text on the screen. I'm like,
big ass text.
like that didn't need to be. I get they wanted to have some style to it, but like, could you not just put that in the corner like other movies do with like a time and then a place?
Push.
It's just like big writing. I don't know. It felt out of place with how the movie felt. It didn't feel in style. It felt like more like James Bondy.
Little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. But it's not a huge problem. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's
come
like
on.
3 seconds.
These
in
are
one-
these are literal minor gripes that we're just reaching for here because we like the movie overall as a whole. My problem with the movie ever being dour, it's not the movie's fault. The movie needed to be dour, but it's why I can't rank it that high on my list as what, like for example, you. I'd give it a good 3rd or 4th position easily. Actually, that's a good one. So last one we gave it a score. Where would you rank this?
I think this is the best one.
So, okay, well let's do then top 5. So you've
Marvel
got that one
movies.
So you've got that one now at 1.
Civil War, Winter Soldier, Guardians. Oh, like just you mean quality wise, or like what I like?
What you like?
Okay. Yeah. So probably Civil War, Winter Soldier, Guardians. I think I got to throw Avengers in there.
Hmm.
Avengers. I'm thinking maybe the
No,
like Ant-Man just because it's different.
yeah, Ant-Man was pretty good. I
I
must
do
admit.
like Ant-Man. It was kind of mediocre in all respects, like just from a movie.
It was
standpoint.
serviceable though, but
But
think
yeah,
about.
it definitely was good, but it wasn't anything crazy, and you don't really expect it from a first movie.
Well, that's the thing. Out of all the first movies, it was easily the best one because
Yeah.
like Caps is. But I agree. At the top of my list would probably still be Guardian, just because I love when these things are self-aware like they are.
It's hard because a lot of the movies are on the same level to me.
Yeah,
Like
well,
a lot of them. Like
actually,
half of them.
I'm on the complete opposite. I'm like there's a cohort here that are on the same level.
think-
Then
I
there's a
think-
lot of
I
garbage.
think
Not garbage.
phase
but,
one
like,
is kind of clearly the weakest. because just because it's phase 1. And then phase 2. I think it just gets better with time. I think
That's the
they're
thing.
just getting better with time. So like, I'm excited for them.
There's a development, but yeah.
The
So
movie
I'd
forward.
have Guardians at the top. I'd have probably Winter Soldier second. Then third and fourth, I'd be interchanging between Avengers and Civil War, and then I'd wrap up the whole list with. Well, that's a hard one.
Yeah, it really is.
Ending the list is a bit hard. Probably Thor. I really liked the first Thor movie.
Thor's good.
It was different. It took away.
I like
The powers
Asgard.
of Thor,
I really
yeah.
like it. That's why I'm excited for Ragnarok, because it's just going to be
Ragnarok
it's just
is
going to
gonna
be
be-
just Asgard and just destruction on Asgard.
What's that director's name? It's a bit worrying though. The dude, he hasn't done much great things. But I mean, it's
But then
Marvel.
again, Russo's.
Yeah, no, I agree. Going forward, it's not worth complaining about these directors going forward because, like, these guys came from
Marvel
Community.
pretty much does grab TV directors and like low directors that don't expect a high paycheck, putting on these movies, and they just shine. Some of them
Exactly.
most all up to now have shined through and made great.
He's
films.
been asked in multiple interviews, Kevin Feige, how does he pick these people? And he says a good storyteller is a good storyteller. It doesn't matter if he has a $50,000 budget, $5 million budget, or $500 million budget. If you can tell a good story, you can tell a good story.
Yep.
And the Russos really did prove it. And they are sweaty comic book fans. They really showed it in this movie. Far out.
Maybe not as much as Zack Snyder, but that's not always a good thing.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. This is Zack Snyder's a bigger comic book fan, but like it detrimented the movie. You've seen the doco. Have you seen Death of Superman Lives?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's script for Superman. Kevin Smith is the biggest comic book sweaty I probably know, and his script, because he was so passionate about all these things, his script was way too jam packed full, and that's what I think.
I don't
happened.
think Kevin Smith is on the level to even handle something that
Kevin
big.
Smith, but,
Yeah,
like,
but, like-
it's my explanation of where your fandom can get in the way of the
Yeah.
project. And I think that's what happened with Zack. He was too busy on those story. But we're not here to bitch about Batman vs Superman. We're here to talk about how awesome this movie
I
was.
think we'll start wrapping it up. But
I agree.
overall, I gave it a 9 on the non-spoiler.
And I was a dick, and I gave it 8.7, even though it probably
And that's a
deserves
very
that
good
number.
score. Yeah, I mean, very excited going forward. Next movie we have is Doctor Strange, which will not really be related to anything. So that's kind of a bummer, slight bummer, like coming off of this.
I like the
anyway.
disconnect though, like because
But I want some connect. I want to keep this ball rolling.
Well, that's
know
why
what
you
I'm
got
saying?
Black Panther.
I want that next. I want Black Panther next.
I think Ragnarok's going to be very, very, very crucial to the universe. I think it's going to be like.
I think they're gonna kill Thor. You reckon they kill Thor in Ragnarok? He dies in the comic.
I think
Comes back, though.
I don't think maybe Thor. I think more
they're
likely
gonna,
Heimdall.
they're gonna kill Thor. No, they're 100% gonna kill Thor. But he'll just be like they're reincarnated. That's how it happened.
Maybe.
They just get reincarnated.
Very,
So
very likely.
They'll bring back and just.
What about
a
Odin? They
refresh
could kill
Thor.
Odin. They can't kill
Isn't he
Loki.
dead already?
again.
Isn't
No,
Odin dead
no.
already?
Because remember back at Thor 1, all Loki wants to do is please his father at the end of the day. Sure, he
Oh,
bored
yeah,
of
he
those people.
does.
He just wants
Please
his
his
dad's
daddy.
He wants his dad's approval. Why
Take
would
his
he kill his
pants
dad? Plus, it's a bit of a cheap shot killing Odin off screen like that. Like, I think he's locked up somewhere, but I think we're going to see the death of Odin. Definitely not Loki. Loki's not dying. I've
Well, we already
accepted
killed
that.
the mother. Might as well kill the father.
But yeah, no, and I like the Black Panthers tied in. Doctor Strange, I like that it's its own thing. You can play
But
around
it's
in
coming
it.
back around. It's got to join in.
Probably,
with
very
his
likely.
Friends. Well, he's going to be in Infinity War. Like, there's no way he's not.
They
gonna be
all
in
gotta
Infinity
be
War.
there.
That's the whole point of these movies, to bring them all together.
But anyway,
I
yeah.
hope at least.
Mad excited for going forwards. Great job, Marvel. Way to not do it like Warner Brothers.
May not. Yeah, way to probably make $1 billion. We haven't even really looked. I haven't looked at the box office yet.
They-
But it's not out in
200
America. It's
okay.
not out in the US.
So its first weekend it made down here was 200 million plus, which is actually pretty good for an international opening weekend.
really good, yeah.
And the reason they're doing, but the problem is that the Americans are facing right now. These reviews came out, like the American ones, a month before the movies come. All this news is coming out flooding now. It doesn't come out for another 2 weeks over there.
Thought it was next week.
As in when all this news has come in. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
like we're now in
yeah,
the
yeah.
week beforehand, but like it's got that steam. It's doing it, but I think even though it's the same as what they're always doing, they should have done everything a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now we'd be talking about it, America would be watching it tomorrow, and then
Yeah.
It'd
I don't
just
know.
be
It's
playing
gonna do.
around with
It's gonna do great either way. There's no way it can't. Word of
Oh,
mouth.
no,
The word of
yeah,
mouth is
hell
so
yeah.
good.
Those
The
movies are
Marvel
gonna
hype
kill.
is good.
and it's a great movie. More importantly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
exactly.
movies have hype, but they don't necessarily live up to them. But yeah. Anyway, guys, so that's our spoiler review. See, I didn't do that bad of a job hosting this stuff.
Oh, you're right.
You're right,
You out of
mate.
your
You're
cage.
right,
You-
mate.
You're let out of your cage now.
So thank you very much, guys, for joining
He
us
actually
today.
sleeps in a cage.
I don't sleep. Michael doesn't let me sleep, guys. You don't even know. Backstage.
He's just my minion. I just.
I don't want this camera to
Work for
turn
me.
off. I don't want it to turn off. I have to go back to the room. There's light right now. I miss
Yeah.
this. Anyway.
That's right. Cherish it right now. Get it on your skin, because all you're gonna see is darkness
Darkness. Anyway.
and wetness.
so much wet. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Let us know what you thought of the movie down there, because after all, this is just our opinion. You might have hated the movie for all I know. Let us know down below. Comment. Watch the non-spoilers. Chuck us a like. Chuck us a subscribe.
And tweet at Andy Serkis to just give it up.
Yes, you guys will never know, but seriously, just give it up, Andy.
All right.
Stay tuned, guys, and as always, stay glued to those screens.